It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game.
This should be a good one to watch. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
Well, they don't call them the faithful for nothing, Brock. Fans numbering 70,000 strong have made the trek to Santa Clara, and they're ready to cheer on their 49ers here at Levi's Stadium. Welcome to another entertaining matchup, folks. Kate Scott, Brock Heward on the call in this one. And Brock, a couple of running backs down on the field who can really take over their offenses when they get in the groove.
And I think that's going to be the ultimate goal of both of these offenses, right? I mean, there's just no confusion about it. They want to get their bell cow in that groove and get them going. Find that rhythm where they're ripping off chunk yardage run after run and then just keep on feeding that beast. In a game like this, whichever offense can get that rhythm and run game going first is likely going to be your winner.
Jake Moody now ready to get this one started. And off we go in Santa Clara. Here's Parker Washington with the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And bringing them out to former #1 overall pick out of Clemson in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence has had a remarkable career. Over 50 starts in high school and a winner all the way along. National champion and 3-year starter at Clemson, and really a starter from day one after the first pick in the draft in Jacksonville. The key for Trevor at this level, though, is to do it season in and season out. That's what the greats before him have done. The Bradys, the Mannings, the #1 picks of the past. If you want to become a great and you want to take your game to another level, you got to do it year in and year out.
And the 49ers get there and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Playing in your own building, a little extra adrenaline as they take the field. No surprise, this home team feeds and plays off the crowd. First play of the game, and already we're seeing an impact being made defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Trying again following the sack. His first throw is an interception. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the 49ers take over after returning it inside the red zone. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate. In this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth, who's going to respond next?
So here come the 49ers now to take over for the first time. Leading them out, a player known, yes, for that draft status, but also as a great methodical passer. I know you love this guy, Brock. The last pick of the 2022 draft, it's Brock Purdy.
You know, Kate, people won't stop recognizing Brock Purdy as Mr. Irrelevant right at first, but they better start recognizing his game. He shed that label of his draft status to me long ago. He proved there is no fluke to his talent.
Pressure coming, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
We spend so much time talking about an offense and how they script their first 15 plays typically. But how about that defensive coordinator, that head coach? Heck, every player on that sidelines, you couldn't script it any better. Well, other than maybe taking the ball away, creating a negative play, creating a sack, creating an offense now behind the chains, that's exactly how you're looking to start.
Another try following the sack. Escapes the pocket. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. From the gun is Purdy. And that one's incomplete, pretty fortunately so. That was a big risk, nearly an end zone turnover. Instead, it brings up 4th down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Moody knocks it through. And that one's going to get them on the scoreboard.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. He fields it from the 8. Good looking return here, and he's got room. 40. Hits the 20. And he's in for the big play touchdown. Oh, Brock, but there it is. Back down the field, we've got a flag, and I don't think this is going to count. So they catch the illegal block in the back, Brock, and that's rare that we see the clipping call. It's a dangerous play. It's rightfully going to back up this offense. So the penalty on the return doesn't do them any favors, Brock. A lot more field ahead of them here starting out. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Brought down by Fred Warner. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. Seeing some early game planning at work here, Brock. They were quick to attack that throw and break it up.
Yeah, this defense knows the importance this offense places on throwing the ball to their tight ends, and they were ready for it and all over it.
And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
On 4th down, it's Logan Cook on for the Jaguars to punt it away. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Big kick on that one, 62 yards. And the 49ers will go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Christian McCaffrey. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. He completes it in traffic. He's got a gain of 6 there. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. On 3rd and short, McCaffrey. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down throw by Purdy. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And they're going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers stretch their early lead to 9. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Jake Moody on for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers go up 10-zip here in the first. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he gets his offense forward to the 44-yard line. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Give up the gut to Bigsby. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Lawrence working from the gun. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in. So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Now give this up the middle to ETN. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage. Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. He has the first over the middle. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. Able to find Strange here. And he's able to take this one down to the 25.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Second and 1. He's on the move. Steps up and he's running with it. They rip off a big chunk of field and it sets him up with first and goal.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Nothing doing that time, and it leaves them on second and goal.
Well, one defender failed. Well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
They'll try again from the 4. It's second and goal. ETN. And he's brought down for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make third down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this third down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
So now, here's third and goal. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And he will score. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars face a 4-point deficit. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Little able to connect on the point after. And the Jaguars cut it to a field goal game. Raleigh set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27. The 49ers back on offense and set to take over. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Isaac Garindo. And he gets it forward to still about a yard out of that. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
They'll go right back to Garindo. Up the sideline, past the 40. And he's finally stopped across midfield at the 47. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, but you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Shotgun snap for Purdy. That finds Ayuk, complete. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Devin Lloyd on the tackle.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Reeled in by George Kittle. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's a 49er first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Complete to Pearsall. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. Just a field goal separates these two. We're back, and it's 49ers football as we resume. They'll have 2nd down as they look to continue this good drive. Finding Pearsall. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
To throw again, it's Purdy. Brought in by Ayuk near the sideline. And he takes this one down to the 10 before hitting that sideline.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
2nd and 3 now. Purdy to throw it. Cut near the goal line. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. McCaffrey goes up and over for the touchdown. The 49ers make it a 9-point advantage. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
On is Moody for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the 49ers make it a 10-point ball game. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Washington now to return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. They're down 10 partway through this one. Score is 17-7. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now it's Lawrence. He's got his man. It's the rookie out of Colorado. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Jaguar first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Here's Etienne on first down. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They motion a receiver left. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Searches from the pocket. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. Then brings up 3rd down.
There was almost no resistance offered against the rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Lawrence looking to throw. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Impressive play, but they are well shy of the 1st down. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. Logan Cook on the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. Went for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. Now the 49ers getting set to go on offense. They're looking at the entire field in front of them. A long drive ahead, Brock, as they start out very close to their own goal line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. Second down now, 7 to go. Now Purdy. Completed over the middle. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Stopped by Foye Oluokun.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only a yard that time. It forces 4th and 1.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
So 4th down, and out heads the steady leg of Thomas Morstead to punt. And he drives it towards the other end of the field. Fair catch called for and taken just beyond midfield. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And it'll be Jaguars football. First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here's Etienne on the give. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tackle made by Jair Brown. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here's Lawrence to throw. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Now toss it to Etienne. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
They'll send Logan Cook out again for the punt. And they could really use a good one here. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Now this is out of bounds, and what a beauty. He coffin cornered it well. They're going to mark it at the 2-yard line. So here come the 49ers on offense. And they'll have to go just about every bit of 100 yards to reach the end zone. That punt sets them up at their own 2. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Kadmuma there to bring him down. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Here's a give up the middle now to their fullback. And this buys them some much-needed breathing room up across the 5. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
Well, I call that a table setter. If you're getting that kind of efficient production out of your fullback, well, that just sets the table up for everyone else on this offense to eat.
3rd and short. Here's Purdy. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he reaches the 17-yard line as he's hauled down. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the 1st.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the gun is Purdy. Into the hands of Kittle. This is ahead for about 5. Darnell Savage brings that to an end.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
On 2nd down, here's McCaffrey. Jukes one defender. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring up. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Adds just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 37. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. George Kittle, the intended receiver. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
I think everybody in the building was already thinking about the next play to run as they watched that short throw to the tight end. That's a gimme. You don't expect to see many of those dropped.
They kick the running back in motion. Escapes the pocket. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
Well, I think all quarterbacks have been there before. You start scrambling, you're hoping for something to materialize, and nothing does. You just try to get back to the line, live to play another day, and more importantly, avoid a loss.
Thomas Morstead on the punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Lawrence throwing here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Lawrence working from the gun. Connection made. Travis Etienne. He's contained at the line for no gain. Nick Bosa makes the stop.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talked about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and he couldn't do it.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it'll be their football. First and 10 now from the 30. Tight end going in motion here. Purdy on 1st down. Kittle brings it in. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Pressure comes. Purdy. On target to his back. Here's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get it up to the 44. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Completed here to McCaffrey. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 46. Complete to Pearsall. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. San Francisco calls it second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Ball at the 33 for first down. Shotgun snap for Purdy. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Now just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Ball on the right hash, the distance 43 yards. Moody knocks it through. And that pushes the lead up to 13.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we're halfway through this contest from Santa Clara, California. The hometown 49ers out in front. Now we'll toss things to Jonathan Coachman in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got?
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. We saw a fine performance in the first half from the former Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The 49ers headed back out on offense as we get another look at Brock Purdy. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Purdy. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And he works through a lane for a gain up to the 30. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Purdy gets this from the pistol. To the sideline it goes. He makes the play. Pass caught. Both feet are down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that's a 49er first down.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you.
Doug Peterson, that veteran coaching eye, thinks he saw something. He's got the challenge flag out.
Previous play is under review.
So what we're all looking for here, did he secure the catch and maintain it while also getting both feet down?
Yeah, this is why it's a perfect look. This is why teams scout body control and field awareness for these pass catchers. For moments like this, he did not have much margin for error, and it happens oh so fast.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the challenge ends up successful. He, in fact, did not get both feet in. This is incomplete. The 49ers are lined up in punt formation. Thomas Morstead will kick it away. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, a give to ETN. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. They go right back to ETN. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Lawrence now off the play action. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
They call play action. Would have been better to actually give it to him on a carry right there, Kate. The front was fooled for about a split second, if that. And that play call ended up working in their favor as it leads to a sack.
To the line for 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Finds him over the middle. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Niners countering with a 5th defensive back on this 3rd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Completed over the middle. He loses the football. And it's a turnover. The defense has it.
Hey, a normal old stop with 3rd down just wasn't good enough for this group. Nope, they had to rip the ball away from them literally in an impressive and dominant play that sets their offense up for success.
The 49ers find themselves in a great spot to start this drive. 1st and 10 coming up. From the gun, Gurindo. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Darnell Savage brings that to an end. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Running back sent in motion. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Now Purdy. That throw finds Kittle. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On third down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
First and 10 from the 41. Back to throw. Here's Purdy. Short pass brought in. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Darnell Savage brings that to an end.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun, handoff to McCaffrey. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
They'll come up 1st and 10. They stick with McCaffrey, and he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Going run again with McCaffrey. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. A gain of 4 for them. That sets up 3rd and 7.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
On 3rd down, Purdy. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. Bouncing football. And out of bounds inside the 5. Ooh, the sideline saves him there. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal. Well, nearly the end of that series, partner. You can almost see those players rooting for the ball to bounce across that sideline before a defender made the recovery.
Yeah, sometimes that sideline's a player's worst enemy, but sometimes it could be their best friend, and this is one of those times where that best friend delivered.
And they make a stop at the last minute. It's a gain down to the 1. 6 yards from there. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. From the gun is Purdy. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Oh, fullback's got it. Look at the power. And he gets in. Touchdown. The 49ers grow their lead off the turnover. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
The 49ers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it. And the call to go for it not rewarded as the pass falls incomplete.
I've heard great receiver coaches say, watch your fingers wrap around the ball. You know, it's pretty clear he should have had that one, and he didn't get the job done. And 2 points, well, they're left on the table.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Washington now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's Etienne to begin the drive. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a first. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
2nd and 10 now. That's Thomas. He's got it. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
From the gun, Etienne gets it. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 36. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Now a give to Etienne running right. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
They say about great outfielders in baseball, there's just something to them. They've got a knack, a feel, and instinct to take the right line, the right angle. For safeties to create tackles for loss in the run game, it's the exact same attribute and skill set. Got to take that right angle and then go finish that runner.
Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Diamador Lenore there on the stop.
Well, that's a tough one because you can see the beginnings of what looked like an explosive play. Let's give some credit here, Kate, to the defense. A great job to bottle them up before it came to fruition.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Now Lawrence on the play fake. That's caught for the 1st. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. I think we actually saw him call it early there, Brock. He made that throw, and then he signaled it was gonna be a touchdown. Like a guy calling it before his three-pointer goes through the net.
Oh, you mean like Larry Legend Bird?
Ooh.
In the three-point shooting contest in the 80s?
Or maybe like a Tyrese Maxey, you know. But whatever.
The kids aren't alive, I get it. And they weren't alive in the 80s. They didn't see Larry Legend do it, but he did. And he anticipated, just like the quarterback.
That one right down the middle. Just 1 quarter remaining. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. The 49ers ready for their next series. Let out on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Catch made over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They kick the running back in motion. From the 31. Right side, and that's secured by Kittle. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Purdy to throw it. Pearsall there to grab it. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a 49er 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Purdy throwing here on 1st. Kittle brings it in. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Play action now with Purdy. That one's complete right side. Pickup of 2 here. And it brings up a San Francisco 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. To throw again, it's Purdy. Caught by Jennings. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I have heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
They had the 1st down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Motioning one of the tight ends. Purdy setting up that play action. To the left side and reeled in by Kittle. And he'll go down here at the 16.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
From the gun, McCaffrey. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on the 3rd and short.
1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. On 3rd and short, McCaffrey. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
4th down now, and on comes Jake Moody for the 49ers field goal. This 32 yards out. It's on the right hash. Moody knocks it through. And go ahead and make this a 15-point game now.
Those 3 points make a comeback that much more difficult now. 2 touchdowns got to be scored. And that 2-point conversion, that's a job really well done.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Washington now to return. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down throw, Lawrence. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Lawrence trying again on 2nd. Complete out to the right. And he's brought down at the line.
You know, Kate, it's almost as if the defense invited him to make that throw. That was a play they knew they could defend, and they stopped it right at the line.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? From the shotgun, Lawrence. Complete beyond the marker. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 30-yard play, Brock, and they've got a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Lawrence working from the gun. That's complete. Here's Brown. And that will not be enough for a first down. Third and just 2 to go. Trying it right side with ETN. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Working inside the red zone. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. On the run, it's ETN. And not much for him there. He's down to the 15-yard line. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. Ooh, that looked like a pick for a second, but it hits the end zone grass. They are very fortunate to get this one back, but now they've got 4th down.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Out of the gun, Lawrence. And this is caught. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars can make it a one-score game as they trim the lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both.
Well, we knew this was coming. All touchdowns are reviewed, especially late in a close game like this. Well, this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the celebration can resume on that sideline. The touchdown stands. Extra point try coming. This would importantly make it a one-score game. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So they tag him for roughing the kicker, and now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Now out comes the San Francisco offense. And after that touchdown, cut their lead back to one score, Brock. A response in order as they take over. First and 10 now from the 30. On the ground to begin the drive with McCaffrey. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 33-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Trying an inside give now with McCaffrey. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up second and 10. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. 49ers leading by 8. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. McCaffrey running between the tackles. And he's taken down on a short run that gets inside the 35. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. They'll try it right with McCaffrey. And this is down across the 30 before it stopped. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. Jake Moody now in a high-pressure spot. It's from the right hash, 46 yards. Moody knocks it through. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
Best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And when they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Washington now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. The drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Short pass brought in. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They send the tight end in motion. From the 37. ETN on the catch. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve. Some call it automatic. But it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
1st and 10, it's Lawrence. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground. Ryan Thomas Jr., his intended target. So it'll be 2nd down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
2nd and 10, here's Lawrence. That pass caught by Strange. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side. Jags working fast here, trying to get back to the line. Looking to throw it. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
You know, it's fascinating how those routes you run so many times in practice become a whole lot more difficult in the actual game. That was an important 3rd and short to convert. Very surprised to see that play fail.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. They're going to try with ETN. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their 3rd. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
Down 2 scores, no timeouts remaining, long odds ahead of him. It's 1st and 10. Lawrence looking to throw. Throwing deep for the end zone. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Looking to throw, Lawrence. They left him wide open. It's complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 22 on that one. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And he drives this down to the 8 before going out. So the 49ers take the win here in front of the faithful in Santa Clara. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the 49ers, as we'll see you next time from Santa Clara.